showcasing Africa's next soccer superstars. Only on One Africa Television, every Wednesdays at 18:30. Yay, is Super Disc on another level.
hustling, 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 hustling.
99 FM, good morning. If you've just joined us, well, guess what? You have joined us at the most opportune time, because here on Royal Hustler, there's an interview I've been looking forward to all morning. It feels like it's been a long morning, but actually it's still pretty fresh and pretty early. I have Jacques Coutser, and our Royal Hustler for the day knows all about turning a side hustle into a main gig. Interpack CEO started his business after running it as a side hustle while he was still a farmer. And now he joins us in studio to talk about his journey as a businessman and what it actually took to get him to where he is right now. Jacques, good morning.
Morning, Sibu.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me here this morning.
Oh, no, we're so grateful to have you here. We love people that have turned the side hustle into the main gig, because that's what we need to know about. But before we get to all of that, let's just take a few steps back to your childhood and your background. How was that like?
I was born in a small farming community in a little place called Chinhoyi in Zimbabwe, many years ago. But early, around 10 years old, moved to SA, and moved to Namibia in 1990.
Yeah. How did the entrepreneurial bug really kick in? Was it the same with you, like when you were in primary school, you were selling candy, and then high school? How did that start?
I wasn't selling or I didn't have any side gigs at the time at school, but it was always in the blood. After school, I didn't want to go do tertiary. Finished matric, and wanted to start working. Wanted to start a career, and I went farming for about 10 years in the Caprivi, tobacco and maize of all things. Started a side hustle because I was earning so little as a farm manager. So I started a side hustle, and that's where Interpack was born, really.
You know, I love the Zambezi region. I'm being biased here because I'm from the Zambezi region.
I love it as well, I must say.
So what are some of the lessons that you learned being there, being a farm manager, that you are applying now into Interpack?
I think the most crucial is people skills. People skills, I think, is so essential to any business, and dealing with quite a large amount of people in the tobacco industry per se, you have to learn to work with people, and people become your core, become your confidence. That's really what I learned over the years.
So tell us how you transition now from farm manager to now running your own business.
Well, as I say, side hustle started in 1994 in Katima as a small fruit juice bottling business.
Okay.
Over weekends, I would take a small truck, drive all the way down to South Africa on the Saturday, come back on the Sunday, because I had to work again on Monday.
That's a long drive.
That's how it started. My wife was crucial to the exercise because she would do the production in the week with a couple of people, and but it was so exciting doing something for ourselves, you know, and that kept on growing and growing. Eventually, that became our main focus, it's been now 25, 26 years, and long past farming, but still loving it, still in the blood, especially irrigation farming. But production and manufacturing is so rewarding.
Really? No, that's such a long drive. When you mentioned that, my heart just sank, because I've done that drive is really, it's exhausting to the body. And I'm just thinking, starting up a new company also is psychologically taxing.
Yes.
So on the days where it was really hard as a startup, what kept you going?
Well, I think there's a deeply built-in drive to conquer, conquer challenges, really. I was never motivated by money or making money, but establishing, building, creating. That's always what inspired me. That's the thrill of doing business. I think if you chase money, you're going to be very disappointed because the money doesn't always flow as you would like it to do.
And with Interpack, for those that are just familiar with the surface production of it, what does it actually entail to run a business like Interpack?
Well, again, firstly, you have to surround yourself by an awesome people. We've got about 200 people in the company, and each and every one of them are fantastic. We are close knit family in essence, and if you have the right people around you, you can actually, there's no limit. You can conquer anything. And we had to, in the early years, understand the industry, learn development of products. You can't go to anybody and ask them for help because they would see you as opposition. So a competitor. And you would have to start from scratch and gradually, build products, make mistakes, learn from them, better them, and but it's an exciting process and very what's the word? Satisfactory when you actually complete projects. Yeah.
So take us through the journey because all we see is what's on the shelf. So how does it start? Do you start first in the factories or before that, and then we package, and then we do this, and then we get to the shelf?
Also, many people would know our Vita Juice ranges and Creamy and those products, which have been on the market for quite some time. But during the last year, which already started actually in 2017, just to get back to your point, it takes a long time to identify a product and then to start developing the product and then to create the capacity to produce the product, and then a lot of R&D and a lot of investment before that product can be produced and put on shelf. But that's the exciting part of it, is identifying, pursuing, putting it together, and eventually getting phone calls from all over the country saying, we enjoy your product.
Yes.
That's just so rewarding.
Yeah. No, we here at 99 FM really do enjoy your product. You sent us like a box, I remember, and we were all around the table like, oh, this is right, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, this last year we launched an hour range, now Maho, Yogi Shake, Oshikundu, which is a traditional beverage, which is now commercially packed. And we had to invest the latest technology to make these products achievable in a long life format. And we also have Nami, we have all sorts of new concentrates. So we're just progressing faster and faster, so and hopefully we'll start exporting soon.
Very much. So, yeah. Nice news. In terms of running a business, where's the hard part? Is the hard part starting it or the hard part upscaling?
Both, I would say. I think what I always see and believe is to produce something is quite easy. The technologies are there. But to produce it in such a way that you can successfully enter the market and have the right product for the right market and the trading of it, that's the challenging part. As a company, we supply the whole country from Katima to Luderitz to on a weekly basis. Every outlet, every store. Those are big challenges. The logistics around getting the product to market. But the rewarding thing is once it starts rolling, once it starts happening, you can build on that and you can actually progress from onto the next and yeah.
So many of our listeners are startups, and they like hearing some life lessons from those that have made it and still making it to higher ground. And we don't believe in failures; we believe in life lessons. So in your journey now, what are some of the life lessons or business lessons that you have learned that you'd like to impart?
Well, to be very honest, firstly, trust in God. If you're, I always believe if you have the Creator by your side, you can't fail.
Yeah.
And also to understand that success is not about money and wealth. It's about happiness and love in your life. So if those are your focuses, and money is not your focus, you're not going to fail. I think we sometimes set ourselves too high standards in how much money we're going to make.
Yes.
And then keep at it, endure. We tend to limit ourselves, and I strongly believe that one should set your goals very high, higher than you even expect yourself, and keep at it. Okay. You'll be amazed what you can achieve. We limit ourselves. Nobody else is limiting us. We're limiting ourselves, and I think that's critical to understanding where we want to go.
So what's going on at Interpack right now? What can we look forward to? Because the Maheo range is delicious. I love it.
It's a great product, I must say. Look, we are developing new, very, what can I say, new, great products with new technologies. We are busy installing equipment as we speak. But I can't reveal them now.
Of course.
But watch this space.
Watch this space. Also, I was like you mentioned, you alluded to it earlier, just exporting. Oh, exporting a Namibian product, that's just, it's amazing.
Yeah, that is. And that's been our goal for a long time.
Yeah.
One of our goals for many years was to produce a product with ambient shelf life. Because, so on our range and so on is all ambient shelf life because it's packed in a specific thermal way. And this actually opens up further markets, because with a perishable product you can only reach that far, and then the costs become too much. But yes, I also really believe that local production is the well-being of the future of Namibia. So we have to really work at it, and it's so rewarding to see startups working. We often have people knocking on our door just asking advice or just, and I always say I can't tell them what works, but I can tell them what doesn't work.
Speaking of, where Namibia is headed, what's getting you excited about the future of Namibia?
Well, I can honestly tell you, all our chips are on Namibia. We invest every cent we have back into Namibia, and I'm really very excited about Namibia and the future of Namibia. Traveling the world there's no better place than Namibia. And the people of Namibia are absolutely awesome. We have our challenges, and some of them pretty serious, but I think they're, with God's grace and good leadership, they are absolutely solvable. I'm really excited, and the proof is in the pudding. If you come visit me, you'll see what we are investing back into the country.
Well, thank you so much, Jacques, for coming. Aspiring entrepreneurs always look forward to just diving into the well of wisdom. So we really appreciate
Thank you so
coming.
much, Sibu. I really appreciate it.
We're definitely going to have more of your products here on 99 FM because, like I said, we're obsessed.
Yeah, we'll have to get. Yeah.
Obsessed.
Thanks a lot for having me.
So that was your royal hustler for the day, turned from working on a farm in Zambezi region, which is the best region in Namibia in the world. But you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear that from here. To now being Interpack CEO. Man, what a journey. And it can be your journey as well. We hope you were inspired here on 99 FM.
It's ShopRite's big low price birthday. We're celebrating with big deals and even bigger savings. Like 750 grams Nola Original Mayonnaise for only $26.99 and 5 kilos Marathon Fine White Sugar for just $72.99. Don't miss out on our big low price birthday only at ShopRite.
He's ready to go. Oh, the goalkeeper. Good position. What a hit there.
That is
is unbelievable.
Celebrate 2 months for the price of one. Stream the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 live from SuperSport on Showmax Pro. Sign up to watch world-class sports, series, movies, and more at showmax.com today. When life gets boring, we bring out our play, because playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and love. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Hustling, 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 hustling.
99 FM, we're back at it again, and this time around we're speaking to a very powerful, very hustling, bustling young lady who is looking absolutely just fantastic this morning. I don't know why she was so worried. She looks so good. Kulan Gaines. She's Ganes. I keep reading it as Gaines, but it's Kulan Ganes. She's been a makeup artist for 14 years and has worked on major international productions like Mad Max Fury Road, yes, Red Sea Diving Resort, and Namibia's very own Bahu and the Giants. And she started her own casting agency over 1 year ago. And she continues to be a royal hustler. You know, there's a hustler and then there's a royal hustler. And she's making a big impact in the film and advertising sector that she's working in here in Namibia. Kulan, my darling. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me in the studio.
No, we love you. We just the nature of who you are as a person. That's why it shocked me when you said like interviews are not your thing. I'm like, your personality though, like you're so in there.
I like talking to people like in person, not having a mic in my face and knowing that it's going somewhere else. It's like I don't know if the conversation loses a little bit of its essence or something, but it just really freaks me out.
No, but trust, your personality will exude through any interview. Okay. So let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about you, like your background, where you grew up.
I was born 34 years ago in Windhoek. Grew up in Kadatura. I'm the eldest of 3 kids. Oh, wow. I have a brother and a little sister. My mom, and I have my mom, my dad, my stepdad, and I have extra half siblings that are also just around. So I grew up in a big house with like over 2 adults and about 7, 8 children. So yeah, it was quite a what should I say, roller coaster. And you also know, as black families, we also have cousins and aunties that come live there, and
siblings. We don't have cousins, we have siblings.
Yes, we have siblings. Our cousins, our siblings. And I was from the era that used to play in the riverbeds and have to run home before the lights go on, and that kind of
favorite childhood memory.
Going down the riverbed on a box every single day, because back in the day I went to school to Pet L, so we had afternoon school. So that's when my school started. So in the mornings we used to go do that whole sliding down the river. Imagine there were glasses, there were like, you could get cut, you could fall over, break your neck, but it was just amazing because my parents used to go to work, so they would lock the house and leave us at the neighbor's house. So it was one of those things we did without being supervised. So they never knew that we did them until we had to go to morning school, because then they were like, now we understand why you guys were like always eager to stay with our parents.
No, thank you so much for sharing that memory, because a lot of I'm a 2000. They don't know these things of morning class and afternoon class and actually not even class, school. In Katima.
Yes.
If you're like the lower grades, we start our afternoon thing.
12 o'clock. You know, you can sleep late.
You're already dirty.
You were really dirty. Because you always had to walk to school anyway. And then you just take detours around there looking for like, there was this things we called khans, because I used to walk through the graveyard. Because I grew up in Holgora, so I used to walk through the graveyard to go to school. There was this things called khans. I don't know what they're called in English, but it was like little tiny fruits that you dig out from the ground, which we would just like go and find, and then we were always late for school. It was just
the formal shirt of school is like, it's pink and red, because ours were red, the Katima ones were red. So always stained red. Let's talk about how you got into makeup artistry though.
Well, as as a child, because for the first 9 years of my life, my mom was single, so it was just the two of us. So I used to watch a lot of TV, I used to read a lot, and it was always an escape for me. So I knew I always wanted to work either in the film industry or in the beauty industry. So either a beautician or as a makeup artist. But as I grew up, I realized that beauticians have too many rules, and I'm not a very conformer of rules. So, because not as in the industry itself, but as technique and stuff like that. Whereas makeup is much more free with creativity. And I always knew that it was either a beautician or a makeup artist. So when I got older and got into grade 12, I did my research, and this is where I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
The field of work in terms of being a makeup artist, I mean, right now we're living in the era of YouTube where anybody can be a makeup artist.
Yes.
Air quote, we are all makeup artists now, most, because we took a couple of tutorials.
Yes.
And I know how to do the wing.
I still can't do the wing.
Oh!
As a professional makeup artist, it is embarrassing to say this, but I still can't do it. On myself or on other people. Yes.
But how's the industry now?
Well, when
As a
I
profession.
started, it was literally, there was nothing happening. It was very fresh. I started with, my first gig was music video for Gaza, Kick It, I think it was. It never came out, but that was my first makeup artist gig, which was paying. All the other things that I did before that was for free. I worked for free for like 2 years. But now, it's a totally different ballgame. We are on Netflix, guys. So it's like, it's showing that there's growth, and there's always room for improvement. But where we are at now and what we were doing when we were like, it's a massive difference. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be in the industry at the right moment, at the right time. For some reason, I'm still here.
How did you get into all of these big productions, Mugal? Like, we have Mad Max, or we have Red Sea, we have Bahu and Deja. How?
Mad Max, I hammered that producer, the South African UPM.
For those that don't know,
every single
UPM
day.
is?
Yeah, every single day. I used to call him, I used to text him, I used to be like, I want to be on that job. I don't really always take no for an answer. So yeah, he called me one day and said, do you want to be in Swakopmund by tomorrow? And I was like, yes. I was at the hospital. I left everything. I was supposed to get tested and stuff for major health issues. And I was just like, I'm not doing this. I left the hospital, went home, packed my bags, and then I was in Swakopmund, and yeah, the rest is history. We won an Oscar. Life has been great since that. Red Sea Diving Resort, my agent put me on it. Bahu and the Giants, obviously, I'm in the film industry here, so people just like kind of word of mouth is like my advertising. So.
Let's talk about your casting agent. You have an agent for yourself, but now you're like, you know what? Let me start my own. How did that come about?
Well, in the past few, let's say past 7-6 years or so, before I left for Europe, I got into advertising a lot. So doing like adverts and stuff, because the movies were very limited and very little. So, and then the casting, the ad agencies would normally ask me, do you know a person that would like to do this, or that would fit this profile and stuff like that. So eventually I started recommending people to the agencies. And then eventually I decided, okay, maybe somebody could pay me for this. And then I started putting a price on it, and then they still kept on using me. And then eventually I was like, this is a little bit of a snippet of what's going to happen in my life. I'm slowly but surely moving out of being a makeup artist. So this was like, why don't I just start an agency? Because for some reason, despite my love-hate relationship with humans, I seem to bring out the best in them.
It seems. Seems you have a special touch. But that transition now from veering away from what is profitable and what is safe to now veering into this new role of you starting your own agency. How has that been like for you psychologically and financially?
Financially, I would say they don't differ that much, because normally what I would do is if I do a casting for a job, they automatically would hire me for being makeup.
Yeah.
So then there's no real big of a difference, but I constantly see makeup as my forever career. And it is really freaky for me to like leave it. But change has to happen somewhere. And obviously I have a few girls that I know that are brilliant makeup artists, and I really want to give them a chance because I do get more work than they do, so I would rather delegate towards them. I'm a grower of people.
So here's someone who's listening and saying, listen, I love the industry, I just don't know how to get myself out there. I don't know how to get myself on film. I don't know how to get myself in these ads. We see the ads all the time, in our newspapers. There's someone going, who picks these people?
Yes.
So how do they get in touch with you? How do they get on board?
We are working on the website at the moment. Penciled Casting is the website's name, but we also have a Facebook page, Pencil Casting, and an Instagram page, which is also Pencil Casting, where all the castings are posted, and then people send me their numbers and their photos, and I send it to the client. The client makes their decision. I call the people back. So if you want to be into casting, then that's how you'd go about it. If you want to be in the film industry, you need to follow all the film agencies in Namibia, for all the advertising agencies. Ask people, can I just come and shadow you on set? Can I come do everything? I'll come make coffee. I will do printing. I will do all of those things. So basically, you need to put yourself out there, because if it's a very small industry, and people tend to normally work with the people that they know.
True.
Yeah, so you have to be out there. You need to be able to prove yourself constantly, because your last job is only as good as your next one. So if you fuck up on the last job, mess up on the last job, then no one is going to hire you again, and it just takes one mess up.
Because that was going to be my next question, seeing as how small our industry actually is. How do you find like a constant influx of financial stability?
I save. Yes, I because big jobs do happen. So when you have the big jobs, you need to always put money away, because you should realize, because obviously with the 14 years of experience, it comes that you're not always going to have a job. So you need to make some kind of savings somewhere so that you can literally survive for the time that there's no work. Like COVID happened, and 5 months of no income is not, it was not very good. But we are getting back there now, so that is making me very happy.
And finally, what are you looking forward to? Either in now that you're transitioning into Madam Boss,
I am looking forward to casting for all the big things that come to Namibia, all the big productions, a little bit of a snippet. Something is happening. I'm not going to tell you guys, but
just a hint. Okay, hint. Just a little hint. Just a hint. She sips her tea.
I can't.
Okay. But something big is happening. And for those that want to be on board, Pencil Casting is where they need to get in touch with you.
Yay.
You're making the parts, Moss.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Kulan. You've made this interview so vibrant and so beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
So definitely, I know this is not like your it's a pet peeve being interviewed, but trust me, you're coming back again. Sincerely, things are happening. So when the things happen, people must know.
The people must know.
Must.
I will let you guys know the moment it lands.
All right. Thank you for coming, my love.
Thank you.
And that was our royal hustler for today, Kulan. I was going to say Gaines again, girl. Ganes. Kulan Ganes.
This is Optimus Prime. We are going to the Transformers convention. 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Guardian of the Sky, Jetfire. The main guy, Optimus Prime. Oh, it's the Bumblebee. Look at this. This is the Camaro. This is the 1970 Chevrolet Camaro.
Today we're going to be unboxing a LOL surprise doll.